Why? Why did you stop me? I took away all your happiness. I ruined your life. Moreover, this is the second time I've done that. All I've ever done is get between you and Haruki. I'm your worst enemy. Don't you feel at least a little bit of hatred towards me? Don't you want to make me feel the same pain you feel? I don't know. Huh? I barely understood at all. Nothing you said even registered in my head. None of it matters to me at all. Then why? I just said I don't know. I was holding on to your hand before I even realized it. I was desperately trying to stop your idiotic act. Even though it wasn't supposed to have anything to do with me. Setsuna? Why am I? Setsuna, are you? I'm not. You really have. You really have. Don't say it. I don't understand. I don't understand anything about myself, Haruki-kun, or even you. I don't understand anything anymore. Haruki. I'm sorry. Don't cling to me so much right now. I reek of booze. I broke Setsuna. I tried to protect you, but I only made things worse. Kazusa, no matter how many times I tell her to get off me, or try to push her away, she ignores me completely and rubs her face against my chest, almost as if trying to keep the smell of me from escaping, including the smell of alcohol. I'm such an idiot. You realize that now? Shut up. Kazusa went to see Setsuna in secret. It seems because she knew how I was suffering from the ordeal with Setsuna. She tried to go out to protect me herself. That sounds exactly like her. A thoughtless, rash, and pointless action. I didn't expect her to forgive me, but I still wanted to apologize. I wanted to make up for it. I wanted to talk to her. I see. She's so silly. Obviously, they'd both just end up getting hurt. Yet, the idea of saving me completely took control of her. She did something that had no meaning at all for Setsuna, but something that meant all the world to herself. But, Setsuna, because of me, she... Don't cry anymore. In the end, she only made things worse for Setsuna. It was plain as day from the start that Setsuna would completely break down. You're such an idiot. Yeah. No matter how hard you think, you'll never find a good solution. In fact, you'll only make things worse. You're completely useless when it comes to things like this. Hey, just because it's true
doesn't mean you have to be so extreme about it.
You're the one being extreme, always thinking of these idiotic things. The more I lecture her, the more absurd her actions seem. You even thought about abandoning the piano for my sake. Really, you're just so silly that I can't let you out of my sight. And right before the day of the concert, of all days.
That's because it's important to me. So it shows just how important you are to me.
And even though her hands were spared, I still have doubts if she can play tomorrow from the pure psychological stress. Drop the idea that in order to gain something valuable, you have to throw away something of equal value.
Haruki,
I have some words about her overestimating herself, but right now, I'm not going to touch any subject heavy in emotion. If I do, I'll be the one who breaks down. Think of it like this. If you need your piano to be happy, keep it. If you don't need it, then you can throw it away. Because even now, the warmth of Kazusa's skin, her softness, her sweet smell, light up my senses all in harmony.
I don't know. I still don't know.
That warm breath touches my chest, and I find it even harder to restrain myself.
It was always there since the day I was born. I spent more than half of the time in my life working with it, much more than the time I spent with you.
It is probably not Kazusa's intention to make me feel that way. I'm making a big deal out of it by myself, but it's still cruel.
And it's not just you. The whole thing with my mom, with Tomoyoko, and
Then you don't have to come to a conclusion right away. Once we're back in Vienna, you can take your time and decide, doing my best to prevent my inner conflict from becoming apparent to her. I slacken the muscles in my arm and pull Kazusa towards my chest. I feel her warmth and allow myself to be restrained. That's precisely why you should forget about everything tomorrow and just play to your heart's content.
Haruki,
Show us what you're made of, and give your Japanese audience your final goodbye.
okay.
In my arms, I feel Kazusa growing warmer.
I'll play. I'll show you I can. As long as you're by my side, I won't be afraid of anything.
Yeah, I'm counting on you.
So, be there to watch over me during the concert, and all the other times too. What time is it?
3 o'clock. Let's go to sleep.
Okay,
Good night then.
good night.
Mm.
Hey,
Sleep already.
when I lie down like this, being embraced by you, I can feel my wounds heal. I can get back up on my feet, even if I feel miserable.
And I'll keep doing this for you from now on. I won't let you feel lonely anymore.
How do you think Setsuna will heal her wounds from now on? She got hurt so badly because of me, and yet she hasn't changed at all deep down inside.
Is that so?
She teases me without ever realizing it. Yet when push comes to shove, She just can't help but destroy herself, not even thinking about how it's breaking her apart. She's strong and always sees through people. She is always a step ahead of everybody and prevents them from getting away. That's why I really don't know how to handle her. I somewhat dislike her. I am jealous of her, and I admire her. But she was hopelessly kind to me, even up until the very end. She refused to admit I was wrong, and she let go of my hand, and she stopped me in my tracks. That's why, in the end, I couldn't hate her. I loved her.
It's okay. You've said enough.
That's right. I loved Setsuna.
I know.
Haruki, if you hadn't come into the picture, perhaps the two of us might have become the best of friends.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, if you hadn't been around, I wouldn't even have met her in the first place.
Kazusa.
You were the one who brought Setsuna and I together, and you are also the reason we ended up severing our ties. I'll resent you for that, you know?
Yeah. Resent me for the rest of your life.
You're fine with it, right? I'll remind you of it for the rest of my life. I'll be by your side and tell you about it at every opportunity, forever.
In exchange, I'll defend myself. Like that, we can bicker over it for as long as it takes.
Haruki.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
That's right. Let's bicker. As many times as it takes. Let's overwhelm ourselves in a love so powerful that we can get hurt, quarrel, and get sick of each other, and still go on despite that.
You coward! You coward! You're such a coward, Ogaso Setsuna!
February 29th, Friday. Let's see. You'll be sitting here, Yoko-san. You can go in a bit further, Takayanagi-sensei.
I don't think this is the most pleasant way to get seated.
There's only 30 minutes before the concert. The VIP seats were almost completely empty compared to the regular ones. That's because you aren't exactly in good shape. Be good and let us guys escort you. How wonderful. Looks like you got two dashing gentlemen taking care of you from both sides. Of course, I'm not at all happy about having to be compared to someone so much younger than me. As expected, Yoko-san didn't have kind words to say about being dragged by the underarm to her seat, almost like a sick person. Not to say she isn't sick. I'm sorry for making you do this despite your busy schedule, Doctor.
You're not making him do anything. He's an old senile doctor who retired ages ago.
Setting your abusive language aside, which clearly only exists to hide your embarrassment, I fully understand why you'd go this far to see your daughter's shining moment. I do feel that you went a bit safe, though.
Why do you always have to interpret things in a way that suits you? This is precisely the reason I cannot stand old men past their 60s. You can't even get it up. Yet your mind is as dirty as always.
Don't get so worked up about it. I'll throw you out before the concert starts if you get too rowdy. The intensity of their verbal battle didn't suggest that she had gone a bit safe at all, or that he couldn't get it up anymore. Either way, be good today. If I see even a hint of your health failing, I'll force you down on my bed.
Like I'd let you do that. Besides, if my health were to fail, it would be your job to take care of it on the spot.
Yoko-san, careful not to ask too much. Remember that others might be looking. Yet, behind Yoko-san's attitude lie feelings that only I could see. There was a disconnect between them. After all, Takayanagi-sensei doesn't know that this could very well be the last time Yoko-san could hear her daughter perform live. I look around and see that the seats are about 70% full. Whether this is a good amount or not is impossible to judge for someone who doesn't normally attend piano concerts. But considering all the noise that was made when the tickets were still on sale, I doubt the beginning of the concert will be a quiet one. I don't want to think about it that much, but perhaps this is the result of the mediocre reception that the last concert got.
Guitar-kun?
Yeah. Perhaps she had enough of me looking around the theater restlessly, thinking about things I shouldn't.
Aren't you going to pay her a visit? You haven't seen her yet, have you?
Yoko-san interrupts me, but perhaps with the best intentions in mind.
You won't be able to do so right before they start, you know. You should go while you still can.
But are you sure I can?
The one guarding her room is Mio-chan, so you'll be fine. Besides, that girl won't ever close the door to you again.
Yoko-san.
Why don't you go there and give her your prince's kiss? I'm sure it'll motivate her greatly.
You should be doing that after the concert as a reward, when she's done good. I'll be right back. I promise it'll only take a short while. It's nothing major, really. Remaining stubborn with her, or being forced to sit by and watch these two restless adults go after each other, was far too unbearable to me. So I got off my seat and left. When I woke up this morning, Kazusa muttered good morning to me with her face still buried in my chest, as if waiting for me to wake up. Her expression was sleepy, calm, and very relaxed. It was definitely not the look of a musician with a concert to perform the same day. It's been half a day since then. I wonder if she was focusing properly. Did she get back that look that tells me she's prepared for battle? It's not like I can advise her on anything, but if I can improve her mood somehow, or maybe I'll be able to put my own mind at ease by seeing her face. And just before I started to open the door to the dressing room, a loud ringing came from my phone, which I forgot to turn off. The moment my phone rang, my first thought was that of relief that it didn't ring while I was still in my seat in front of everyone. But once I saw the name displayed on screen, a name so utterly out of place for the present situation, that feeling of relief disappeared in an instant. Yeah?
Where are you right now?
Yanagihira-san? I heard that rude and harsh voice just a few days ago. One that declared that our friendship had come to an end.
Are you working? Even if you are, there's just one thing I want you to tell me.
No, I'm free right now. Well, what is it?
Can't you guess, considering it's me who's calling you?
What do you mean? Having someone I never expected to ever hear from weighed heavily on my heart, but
She's not with you either?
I keep asking, what do you mean? And as if her reaction further shrouded everything in dark clouds, I found myself even more distraught.
Setsuna's missing.
That's why it didn't take me much time to finally understand the meaning behind her words.
She hasn't been home all week, but she still went to work as usual. But today she didn't even show up for work, and we can't reach her on her cell phone either.
Setsuna did that?
It's your fault. It's all your fault, Haruki.
I didn't want to understand what she was saying.
I'll go take a look.
Calm down, Yoko-chan. If you get any more worked up, I'll have to take you back to the hospital.
But he shouldn't be this late.
They probably just have a lot to talk about. They're young after all.
I have no idea what you're fantasizing about. What are you saying they could possibly be doing 3 minutes before the concert?
In that case, maybe he just left for a smoke in the lounge. I'm sure he'll come back once the concert starts.
He doesn't smoke, and he's not that inconsiderate. Besides, if he doesn't come, there's no doubt that this is going to end just like last time. That alone must be avoided no matter what.
To Setsuna, this isn't the first time this has happened. Where are you now? Everyone is worried. Please contact me as soon as you read this. 2 years ago, when our relationship was uncertain, we kept ignoring each other. Setsuna disappeared twice. The first time was simply because of my own eagerness, when Setsuna disappeared from the mixer with the medical students. I traced her steps, and the search developed into a search party that involved everyone. The second time was none other than Yanagihira Tomo's fault, when Setsuna was almost forced to appear on stage and ran away. Each time I involved everyone around me and organized a search on a large scale in an attempt to find her. I'd coerced the medical students, forced freshmen I just met to help me out. I'd call old classmates of mine to help out. Ridiculous things like that. And they would usually be forced to join in on my absurd efforts during times like these.
Why are you calling me? I thought we settled everything.
I used to have precious friends. Yanagihara-san must have told you already.
And what of it?
What of it? Aren't you worried?
Of course I'm worried. That's why I'm doing everything I can to search for her right now. Tomo is even calling everyone she knows for help.
What about Takia? I see. You still haven't made up.
And whose fault do you think that is?
These friends of mine who are truly precious and irreplaceable to me, despite the fact that our bonds have more or less collapsed at this point because of me. So, how's the search going? Do you have any leads?
What do you intend to do if I tell you, Haruki? This has nothing to do with you anymore, right? What do you think you'll accomplish by looking for Setsuna now?
Io, 2 years ago, when I thought I was going to lose Setsuna, the hands that Io and Takia reached out to me in my moment of utter anxiety was so reassuring.
I told Tomo to not contact you. I told her to not do something so pointless.
The everyday banter that would have no meaning to anyone but us three. The lighthearted atmosphere that softened my desperation and eased the pain from my heart.
I'll ask again, Haruki. Why did you call me?
Those conversations that we took for granted are now nothing but a nostalgic memory. And those days will most certainly never come back. Io, look for Setsuna. Are you sure you should be saying that?
Isn't her concert about to start right now? Isn't that the utmost important thing for you now?
Do you have any guesses on where she could be? Yet, right now, I have no choice but to ignore her reaction, as if I never heard it. For how long have you been looking for? How close are you to finding her?
I don't have to tell you anything.
This isn't the time for that. I thought you were worried about Setsuna. You should be accepting help from any source you can get, seeing how desperate things are, shouldn't you?
Haruki, you...
Up until now, she has told me as little as she could. Up until now, she has told me as little as she could get away with. But now I have to force it out of her. I know Setsuna better than anyone. There's even a chance she might contact me. I'm the only one who can find her.
If you trust her so much, then why? If you understand each other so well, then why?
Because I absolutely have to find Setsuna right now. The two of us can't reconcile, yet we still have to work together to achieve a common goal. Tell me, where have you called about her? Where have you still not looked for her?
Tell me then, Haruki. What will you do when you find her?
I'll talk to her.
Talk about what? Are you going to promise her that you'll never hurt her again? Are you going to wrap your arms around her and tell her that she never needs to worry again? Setsuna isn't as strong as you think. You know this already, don't you?
In any case, I'll talk to her. I can't promise anything other than that.
I'm begging you, Haruki. Don't make her cry any more than she already has.
Io,
Don't go to Vienna. Your elopement will not bring a single person happiness. You and Tama-san don't suit each other anymore. She'll only get hurt from this in the end, too. You'll both be crushed under the pressure. So please, Haruki.
Io,
Uh,
we can talk about it once I've found Setsuna.
Haruki.
Io's words have been repeated to me by countless people. It was a truism without any originality. Yet, I couldn't bring myself to find those words boring or tedious, and I couldn't say with certainty that I felt nothing upon hearing them. Tell me where you've looked up until now. Also, call Takia and ask him to help out. If you don't want to, I'll do it.
I'll do that. So you should try to contact Setsuna. Call her. Text her.
I've already done that, and I'll continue to do that.
I'm begging you, Haruki. Everything is your fault, but you're the only one we can rely on to find Setsuna.
Leave it to me. I wonder if my dry voice managed to deceive her. I wonder if I could prevent my feelings from reaching the other side of the line.
You have reached the voicemail for this number. Please leave a message after the beep.
Setsuna, it's me, Haruki. Where are you right now? If you can hear this, call me. I'll come for you right away. Everyone is really worried about you. Your family, Yanagihira-san, Io, Takia, and me too, of course. Do what you want to me, but don't cause too much trouble to everyone else. It's not like you to do that, Setsuna. I know I'm being hypocritical, but if you're safe, I want you to contact me. That's it for now. I'll call you again. When I cut the call, the display changes to the home screen. The time is written in the middle, 7 o'clock. It doesn't simply refer to the fact that it's 7 p.m. It's the time we made a promise for. I ignore it, put my cell phone back in my pocket, and rush to the station to find Setsuna, to check all the places she might be.
Please, God.
It's fine. Have some faith in your daughter. I see. So, you still haven't...
No,
And have you considered contacting the police?
you're right. Things have changed since yesterday. We should start considering it.
Yeah, I think it might be a good idea. I can go ahead and do so if you want.
Thank you very much. But it's fine. We'll call the police ourselves.
I see. Very well. Then I'll keep checking.
You've done enough.
But we've still not...
This is our problem.
Uh,
So please, you should go home, Chinoharu-san. I am deeply grateful for your concern. Good night.
wait. Please, wait. Mom.
It's fine.
Ogiso-san.
It's okay. It's okay. Setsuna is a strong girl. I'm certain she'll come home.
Okay.
So please, don't worry. Don't bother yourself with us. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a call.
Take care. We still haven't found Setsuna. Once the Ogiso family came to a dead end in the search for their daughter, they decided to report her as missing. That's why Setsuna's mother told me that I had done enough. This was no longer a matter for family or friends to handle. This was a job for the police. That's the reason she refused to see me. There was no other reason for her not to look me in the face, even though I was right outside the door. To Setsuna, there's no point in thinking about that. Right now, I can't worry about anything other than finding Setsuna. If you see this text, contact your family immediately. I was just over at your place and talked with your mother. After some consideration, they decided to call the police. Everyone is really worried about you. Your mom hasn't slept all night because she's worried that something happened to you. So, if you can see this text and still haven't contacted her, quit screwing around. Don't cause so much trouble for everyone. I came off as really arrogant and beyond hypocritical. I sent her the text which contains my all too familiar lecturing. And I prayed. I prayed that Setsuna would respond immediately, and in that all too familiar way. It finally came, just when I was starting to be at a loss after searching every location nearby that I could think of. It finally came.
Me, Setsuna. I just called my family. You can stop worrying now.
I knew it. Setsuna is a good girl. She's diligent and strong. That's why when she understands that she's causing everyone to worry, she'll react immediately. That's why I used that tactic. An underhanded tactic that I was sure would be impossible for her to ignore. 10 rings. My 5 calls earlier got transferred to voicemail, but now my call is continuing. It's probably because I called her right after I got the text, so she didn't manage to turn off her phone in time. Seeing my name written on the screen must be giving her pause right about now. That's 20. So it's only a matter of whether she responds or not. My chances are good, because I'm not hanging up the call from my end.
You're annoying.
Sorry for calling you so late. I would never do that.
Go as far as calling the police? All of you are going way overboard.
This is the first time I've heard Setsuna's voice in days. No, it's not. Everyone was extremely worried.
Were you too, Haruki?
Me too. She's sulking, and she sounds tired. There is a sadness in her voice,
take some alone time if I want.
Then make sure people can reach you first. If you don't, then you aren't being an adult. Where are you right now? I'll come get you.
You don't have to, really.
Yes, I do. I'm coming over there, and I'm taking you home.
Why?
Her voice is shaking. Is it from being lectured by me of all people? Or is she shivering from the utter cold?
Why are you trying to do this? What does it matter to you if I don't go home?
If you don't go home, Setsuna, I won't sleep in peace.
And why would that be the case? I already said that you don't have to worry about me anymore.
I don't need a reason. I'm just worried about you. Everyone else is worried too. So give us some peace of mind. Show us that you're doing okay.
Haruki-kun?
On the other end of the line, Setsuna sounded calmer than I expected. Where are you? Where in the world are you right now, Setsuna? Please, tell me. I used that fact to lift my spirits, and I tried to connect with Setsuna.
Do you want to see me?
I do want to see you, Setsuna. To look for the severed end of the thread that once bound us together.
Then I'll give you a hint.
Then I'll give you hints. If you don't get it right after the third one, I'll cry, okay?
No, wait a minute. Is this song of yours that important?
Hint number 1. What would be...
Hint number 1. Are plates filled with memories?
I can't guess from just that. We have too many of those. I heard her gulp on the other end of the line, almost as if wordlessly telling me, "You're really going to say that?" I'm sorry, but this quiz is the one I simply cannot get wrong. But there really are too many places to count. Places I visited with Setsuna by my side. Places where we grew closer. Where we drifted apart. Where we shared our love. Where we argued. Just within the city, there are too many to count. If you include places we've been on vacation, it'd take more than a day just to list them all. That's how deeply engraved it is, the history between Setsuna and me, engraved in this country.
Then, second hint. I'm looking at the sea right now.
Don't move! Stay right where you are. I'll be there right away. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. The concert is about to start and Setsuna is missing. Haruki has ditched the concert to look for her. This is all going south again. Is this going to be a repeat of last time? Haruki needs to at least tell Kazusa where he's going. He was literally outside her door right now.